Okay. Anyway, welcome to the Big Motor Small Blade podcast. That title is not copyrighted. So,
Never will be. 'Cause fuck that shit.
well, that's one way to do it. We are currently working hour 10 of the Rolex 24 at Daytona. And this video is unofficially sponsored by
Not
5
sponsored.
Not sponsored by 5 Hour Energy, because that's the only thing getting us through this race.
Give take. Speaking of takes, that was take 2.
Yeah. Now for some hot takes. So
These are the fucking hottest takes on the planet.
they're not
They
really.
just got out of the oven.
They're not really. We're not no Alex Jones or
You're telling me they are not putting chemicals in the water and turning the friggin' frogs gay. Do you understand?
Okay. So anyway, we're gonna start out. Just kind of go jump right into it. We're gonna preview the 2021 NASCAR season.
Say that shit right. It's 2021.
Okay. Anyway, so just kind of go over this. Start out talking about the Great American Race, the Daytona 500.
Also known as the Great American Caution Lap.
Yeah. So yeah, what's the over under that the last 2 laps of this race are going to take over 45 minutes to do? On a lighter
Whatever
note,
it is, I'm taking the over.
Yeah. On a lighter note, it does look like the field is going to be pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Going into it,
Pretty exciting, actually.
yeah, it's looking like about 45, maybe 46 cars, 47 if the money team happens. Not gonna happen.
Jimmy Johnson just came on the TV.
Not literally came on the TV. They're showing
His face popped up
let's
onto the
not
television.
Yeah. Okay, let's not get banned. So yeah, we're looking at about 45 cars for the 500, biggest 500 field in quite some time. I got a bet with someone going on that if Noah Gregson misses the 500, they got to buy me a 124. So no hate on Gregson, except for a lot of hate on Gregson. But
I don't know. That shit he did, his comeback at the Roval last year was pretty sweet. You gotta admit that. After getting just junked by Riley Hurts.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting because I mean, there's a lot of guys who are in open cars who really
Is that the
all
final
have
entry list right there?
I mean, it's not the final entry list, but it's kind of
Trackhouse
a tentative
charter, right?
Yeah, Trackhouse. They're releasing a charter from Spire. So I mean, these we got a lot of pretty good open drivers for the 500. We're looking at Kaz Grala in the Colleague Racing 16, David Reagan's in the Front Row Motorsports 36, Ryan Priest. Don't know if he's going to run the full season. He's in the 37 for JTG, and Chad Fincham, teammate to Timmy Hill. And then, of course, Noah Gregson, we touched on him. Timmy Hill's an open car, and then also Ty Dillon in the Gaunt Brothers car. There's also that 44 NY Racing that supposedly Johnny Sauter will be driving. That's kind of the 45th entry, but they haven't made any official announcement. But a lot of heavy hitters, going for really 45 cars, going for 4 spots. What do you think?
Should make the duels more interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it'll obviously make the duels more interesting. My money's on Kaz Grala, man. He's impressed the hell out of me.
Yeah.
We were looking at a stat today. He has never finished worse than 7th at Daytona in anything, and that was his only Cup start. So I look for him.
And he led in that race. It was on strategy a little bit, but dude drove up through there.
Yeah.
I was at that race. I had to text his ass, be like, "Hey, what's the deal with 3 car?"
He's up there. So yeah, 500 entry list is looking good. Prediction for the 500. I mean, you want to just draw one out of a hat, or what are we doing here?
I don't know. I've got a Gibbs car.
You got a Gibbs car
Yeah,
winning the 500?
That's the best I've got. Hopefully it's not Hamlin. Fuck that shit.
Jesus, I thought we weren't supposed to be biased. Anyway,
We're literally, you're wearing a Bush shirt, and I'm wearing a Larson shirt. I think we have our biases.
I never said who I'm pulling for. On an unrelated note, I'm gonna pick Kevin Harvick to win the Daytona 500. I feel like he's due for something. Damn.
I'm not biased, but
Yeah. By the way, this podcast is also unofficially not sponsored by Bush. Insert Bush clip. Yeah, I'm going with Harvick. I think him and Rodney Childers last year, they said that they were put a lot more effort into the 500 than they ever have. I feel like
first car
especially-
out, 4 car.
Okay, well, I don't know. I almost feel like Harvick being, kind of taking a jab at the point system last year, talking about how it's not championships that Petty and Earnhardt used to win. I feel like he's more focused on winning races. And there's no bigger race than winning the 500. Obviously, it's a crapshoot, but I feel like they're going to bring a pretty good piece. They always do.
Well,
but
they'll
maybe
bring a good
put
piece,
an extra
but-
emphasis on it than they normally do.
You can be the best driver out there with the best car, and you get some big run out of a line at the end of the race, and second place can just Austin Dillon you on the back straightaway.
Yeah.
Doesn't make much real difference,
So you got a Gibbs car. I'm gonna
I've got-
make you narrow it down to
I've got Bush.
a Gibbs car. Why Bush?
Because he's like Harvick, he's due. He doesn't want Bush to ever win a 500, but I think if Kyle Busch doesn't win a 500, it'll be a travesty. It will be. He's got one fake championship, one real one, and
I mean, we already know who's gonna win the 500. Let's be honest.
Dennis the Menace.
No.
Oh, Jesus.
We all know he's gonna win this race right near today. Well, yeah, today.
Yeah, if all
later
the
on
other
today.
DPI cars fall the fuck out.
He's gonna win this race today. He's gonna win the Clash. He's gonna win his duel.
I'm gonna cry.
He'll win the 500
Chase
and
Elliott
he'll
bullshit.
win the damn road course. Chase Elliott's gonna win the Daytona 500. Mark my words. I'm picking Harvick, but
No, Chase Elliott will win the Daytona 500 pole.
I don't know. I think 23-11.
I think NASCAR.
If
not
there's
that
any
it's gonna.
conspiracy theory to the pole being rigged, it's gonna be 23-11.
Yeah.
But yeah.
To be fair, it is essentially a Gibbs car. So
Well, you picked a Gibbs car, didn't you?
I picked a Gibbs car. I didn't pick that Gibbs car.
Does that extend to surrogate Gibbs cars?
I don't think it extends to Surrey. If the furniture
I don't-
furniture still existed, it would, but not anymore.
I don't think Bubba's gonna win the 500.
No.
I think Bubba could. But
I think
we'll get to that
could.
later.
we'll get there.
Championship predictions. Let's go ahead and get into that. Who you got? That's some bull malarkey. Don't even say what's about to come out of your mouth.
I don't have to. Starts with Kyle and ends with Lassen.
I
don't pronounce the R anymore.
We'll put in this video right now. I'll give you $100 if Larson makes the Final Four, much less wins the damn title. I want to pick Harvick to win the championship, but I've picked Harvick to win the championship every year for my entire life. It has not. It's only worked once. Fuck it, we'll pick Harvick.
One more than it's worth for
We'll
me.
pick Harvick to win the
But
title.
I keep telling him.
He's due.
Well, I keep telling him what he needs Harvick to do is only win like 2 or 3 times in the regular season, and then kind of fuck around most of the playoffs. Win like not Martinsville.
Basically,
basically win like 2
There's
races in the regular season, win Texas in the fall, and then fucking come into Phoenix with a piece and just wipe that fucking floor with everybody.
people have said for a while that this championship format picks the right champion, just not in the right year. So
It knows Harvick a couple now.
If that's the case, then Harvick's about to go on a tear. In his last however many years he's got in his career. Biggest improvement for 2021. Who you got? Who's gonna shock the world?
I wouldn't say it'd be a shocker, but Truex's team will put together more wins than they did last year, I think.
Well, you're going out on a limb there.
All right, you
You're in the
one
pocket of fucking Joe Gibbs right now because you pick him to win the 500, and now
I didn't pick Truex to win the 500. I picked
well, you're picking a Gibbs car.
Fair enough. You come up with one, and then I'll tell you. Most improved is who was like a major disappointment last year? Who ran the whole year?
I'm gonna make my mama proud. I think Trackhouse is gonna surprise people.
You know who could actually put a lot together this year would be that 3-car. They came on strong. Dude, they came on strong once the playoffs started.
Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then.
You don't usually find that blind squirrel doesn't usually find that nut at Darlington and then at Richmond and then whatever the fuck the third race was. What was the third race? Oh, Bristol, they were really good. They were like top 10 when fucking who was it? Joey Gase decided he forgot.
You can go on with that nonsense. So you think the
you said
you're gonna say the 3 or you're gonna say the 19 because you're all over the damn place today.
Well, okay. That really depends on how many races the 19 wins. If the 19 goes out and wins as many as they can, then I stick with that answer. Because they could have won fucking 8 races last year.
I mean, theoretically, they can win 36. So,
yeah.
I mean, all right. So
just like theoretically, you can win 35.
Seth's bold prediction is Martin Truex wins 36 races, and Austin Dillon makes the final 4.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
All right, mark that one down, folks. I think, like I said, I think Trackhouse is going to surprise some people. I do think you do have something there with the 3-car being good at the end of the year. I think that bodes well for my prediction that Trackhouse will surprise some people. That RCR is kind of trying to get their shit together.
Yeah, I think all RCR will be a lot better. I mean, Tyler Reddick's
I've always been
going to be good.
Even before my mom, if you guys don't know, is a huge Daniel Suarez fan. And I've always been a big Suarez supporter ever since. Even before that, just because 1, it'd be good for the sport to have him do well, and 2, I think he hasn't. I'm sorry, he didn't get his due at Gibbs. I mean, but yeah, I mean, the dude had 4 different crew chief changes the whole time he was at Gibbs, and there's always the 4th Gibbs car is always the weakest link. It's not always the same Gibbs car, but it's always one, and he was definitely
couple that with how they just threw him in that ride. I mean,
they threw him in the ride, and he goes out and has several top 10s. I thought he.
I mean, that wasn't the plan. That wasn't their original plan. To be fair, like
I'm sorry, that damn 40. That 41 car, he did about as good as that 41 car could do. Man, Billy Scott couldn't crew chief Chase Elliott into a road course win.
That's a bold prediction.
Yeah.
I think
anyway,
a squirrel could
we kind of got off track.
Road course
we kind of got off track there.
Band is and.
I think.
Band is and, bitch.
All right. Well, I think Trackhouse will surprise some people. They're not going to win a race, I don't think. But I think they'll
be more competitive.
They'll be more competitive than
expect.
Yeah, then I'm even willing to say that they'll run with or maybe even outperform 2311. That's a bold prediction.
That's not
biggest disappointment.
It could be 2311. Could be.
It very well could
be. Literally, if Trackhouse.
I hope not.
If Trackhouse were to, Jesus Christ, if Trackhouse were to outperform 2311, then yeah, that would be a big disappointment. I think. Now, 2311 not winning or not being competitive right away or not being competitive every week or something, I don't think that would necessarily be a major disappointment. They need to show improvement from, I don't know, like say the first 10 races of the season to the second 10 races of the season need to be.
Yeah.
There needs to be some improvement
So
there.
you think 2311 is going to be a disappointment? That's what you think. Are you saying that? Or?
I think they will be a disappointment just because everybody will kind of assume they're a Gibbs car.
Yeah.
I think they'll be closer to like Levi Family Racing being a Gibbs car.
Yeah. I think it will. Yeah.
More
I could see
closer
that.
to that than definitely closer to that than Furniture Row for sure.
Yeah. Well, I feel like it's something to be said that a lot of people, talk about Furniture Row being so good, and they compared Levine to Furniture Row. Furniture Row was already an established winning race team when Toyota picked them up.
They put that foundation together a couple years before that.
Yeah, Levine didn't do that. They were given a Gibbs equipment, and they did better with it.
It wasn't even the same partnership, and even they got better by the end of the season.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, so my biggest disappointment for this year, I think it's going to be Larson. I don't think he's going to set the world on fire. I don't think now. I don't think he's going to.
Depends on what do you.
No. Listen, I don't think he's going to set the world on fire this year. I think he's going to be a disappointment this year. Yeah. The Larson haters are going to be like, "Look, he sucks. He's not as good as everybody says he was." I think 2022, he will maybe not set the world on fire, but I think he'll be a legitimate contender, and I think he'll give Chase Elliott a run for his money in 2022.
I don't think Larson will be a disappointment as long as you kind of keep that expectation.
Well, that's the thing,
because that team hasn't been competitive in 3 years.
Well, you got to think about it. They're not gonna. Everybody's expecting Larson to go out and set the world on fire. People aren't going to look at the fact that he's in the 48 team, and that's the thing. People aren't going to look at that either. They're going to look at Bowman and think he's because people don't do the research.
Yeah.
So I mean, people aren't going to look at that, and they're going to look at all eyes will be on Kyle Larson.
And the disappointing thing,
he is the biggest. Him and probably 2311 are the two biggest stories of 2021.
Oh, yeah, not even close.
I think that because of that, and because of those expectations, they will be the two biggest disappointments because they're gonna go out and probably perform how they should, just not how everybody expects them to.
Yeah,
and I think people aren't going to give them the time they need to develop properly.
Also, I think part of the issue there is 3 of their best opportunities to get wins are going to come in the first third of the season, which is not what you're kind of wanting, really. Yeah. Homestead is their first best chance. In theory, would be their first best chance,
and that's race 3.
That's race 3.
Yeah, and
so
then Bristol
luckily, you do have the Daytona qualifiers, the 500, and the road course to kind of get some communication going.
Yeah,
communication is way bigger than anybody gives it credit for, obviously, which is going to be part of the issue with 2311. Like that's brand new; they're coming in like that. So now Larson can fucking run Homestead like anybody, but he needs an adjustment to ride the wall, and they can't quite get that, and that's going to be the difference between winning and losing.
Yeah,
especially with this package. I'm not going to.
Well, and that's the thing. I
drag on about that, but
I think it. Yeah,
margins are so fucking razor thin.
Well, and I think Jimmy and Kyle have 2 totally different driving styles and approach to racing. Jimmy is as smooth as glass. He's got the reins pulled back on him, but he knows when to do what. Larson is a hellfire storm that,
But we've seen
he's smart.
When Kyle does have the car under him.
Well, exactly. And I think that 48 team has had Jimmy Johnson being Jimmy Johnson for
20 years.
20 years, basically.
Give or take.
Yeah. and now they have Kyle Larson. I think it's going to be an adjustment with Cliff Daniels and Kyle.
Luckily, Rick Hendrick is not going to jump off the band. He's not going to freak out.
No, yeah,
immediately.
exactly. And I think Rick is going to see that. I think Larson will make the playoffs. I don't know if he's going to win a race or not. But
I think he'll definitely win a race.
Yeah.
I think he will. Because you look at the way he ran a couple years ago at Darlington. The last time he ran the 750 package. Other than the ending, Jeffrey fucking Earnhardt, asshole.
Never put this down. So we'll go. All right, so we got on that. Let's go ahead and let's move on to something else. Get you dwelling on that. We kind of been touching
Ruined my
on
fucking life, Jeffrey Earnhardt.
Hey!
Getting more coke.
Hey, he's not watching this video.
Well, if he is, he could suck my asshole with a fucking saw blade.
Okay.
I don't even know what that means, but he can do it.
We're gonna edit that out. All right. So anyway, we kind of touched on it. New team and driver combinations. We'll kind of go more in 23-11. Obviously, are you even taking this damn seriously?
I'm taking this very seriously.
I am trying to run a serious podcast here, and this motherfucker, it's on his channel, and he's over here getting coke and talking about Jeffrey Dam Earnhardt. All right. Anyway, 23-11. Okay. Well, this is why your channel didn't take off. Because you
and also, I went like a year without posting, and nobody likes diecast reviews.
23-11.
Okay, that's fine. Oh, 23-11. Who owns that team? Never heard of. Michelle Jordan. Who's that?
Yeah. Wait. I mean, do we really need to talk about it anymore? I think we kind of beat a dead horse almost, but I think there's something to be said about the sponsorship that team is bringing to the sport, which is awesome. The fact that they had to turn sponsors away for primary sponsorship for races is a good thing. Now, if we could just spread that across the board, if we could have that happen for more than just Chase Elliott and Bubba Wallace, then that'd be awesome. But I mean, I think it's a new team. I think a lot of people have touched on it already. It's kind of starting, I think, a new generation of owners. Rick and Roger, and, Joe Gibbs and all them. They're getting up there in age, and I think you're seeing the shift of Jeff Gordon's taking more of an executive role at Hendrick Motorsports, and then Denny Hamlin is now starting this new team with Michael Jordan, which we've seen.
That makes you wonder who takes Joe Gibbs Racing over now.
Well, yeah.
J.D. Gibbs,
Coy.
obviously, is not involved.
Probably Coy Gibbs.
Coy Gibbs?
Yeah. I feel like he's taken more of a role since J.D., even before J.D. passed. More.
Was that only 2 years ago now?
No, it was at the end of 18 or beginning of 19. But anyway, I don't. Now, the Michael Jordan side of things, we've seen. Who we've seen? Brett Favre, Troy Aikman. We've seen.
When did Brett Favre
Terry Bradshaw? He owned it. Co-owned it with Dale Jarrett's Busch car back in the 90s. We saw Dan Marino. Like I said, Terry Bradshaw. We've seen a ton of outside of NASCAR big sports personalities own race teams. They've almost never stuck around. I'm interested to see how that goes with Michael Jordan. I would hope he would stick around.
Luckily, Denny Hamlin's involvement helps.
Well, yeah, I think
for sure.
I think the team will stick around. I don't know how much of the Jordan thing will stick around, but the fact that the fact that him and Denny have such a good relationship.
Yeah, Michael and Denny have been partners business-wise for a long time, so that certainly helps. I'm sure that I'm obviously. This goes without saying. Oh, Jesus, that car's on fire.
Oh, well, that's
Jesus. Which car was that?
Anyway,
12 car?
Yeah, the 12.
Anyway, got a car on fire and a Rolex 24. Here we go.
Okay, so that's 23-11.
I think they will Well, what will make or I say make or break in the short term, make or break 2311 is how they work with the 2022 car.
Mhm.
If they can hit the ground running there, they'll be fine.
Well,
This year's basically unimportant.
we'll get into that here in a minute.
We'll touch
Track
that
house,
later.
we kind of talked about it. Yeah, I think they'll.
If RCR is good this year, that'll be good for them. For sure.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think they'll run as good as RCR does. I think they'll show flashes of greatness and be on par with RCR
By the end of the season,
maybe not even at the end of the season. I think throughout the year we'll see flashes of greatness where they can be on par with RCR.
And you got to look for them at tracks that probably not a lot of your 550 horsepower tracks.
Of course, yeah.
So definitely your short tracks, road courses, stuff like that.
Yeah. I think
dirt tracks maybe.
And that's another thing. That's another thing. These celebrities and big sports guys like Pitbull. I'm interested to see how that pans out.
That was the most random thing I could have ever seen.
Yeah, that's which is fine. Yeah, I mean it's awesome. It definitely gives NASCAR more coverage. I mean we got Michael Jordan, who's probably the biggest sports personality ever, and now we got Pitbull, international music star. So that's pretty cool. I think it's cool that what Justin Marks is doing, kind of with STEM. If you look at a lot of the sponsors that they've unveiled, iFly, which is like an indoor skydiving place, and like there's some other bounce house place or some shit. A lot of it has to do with like parties for like kids and stuff, and they all kind of tie into doing things with STEM. So that's cool. That's a cool thing. I'm interested to see what the other sponsor lineup is for that, because they haven't said how many races all of these sponsors are going to sponsor for. So it looks like it's looking really good. It's looking like there's a lot of sponsors, but if they're all one races, then they're in trouble.
Yeah.
But we'll see how that goes. I hope this works out for not only for just a new team, but I hope it works out for Suarez.
I'm really interested to see how Spire develops, because they're going in more than they have before this year.
Yeah, if you guys watch or listen to Dale Jr.'s podcast with Jeff Dickerson, I'll go ahead and say it. I thought he was kind of talking out of his ass a little bit. I think he very much told everybody what they wanted to hear, and I think.
Well, it makes it interesting.
I'm still speculative that Spire's not just a cash grab and taking advantage of this charter system.
Well, they're definitely taking advantage of the charter system, but whether or not they can actually do anything with it, whether or not they actually want to do anything with it, that's kind of the interesting thing.
Yeah. Let's see. Larson, obviously, that's the big one.
8 wins.
Okay. We already touched on that part. I think expectations are going to be high. I think they won't be met, and I think people are going to.
I think they'll be too high.
Well, yeah, and I think
some of the expectations I've seen, like he could win basically 3 races, and people still think it's failure.
I think.
Season.
Well, and I think it's like you've been saying, this whole sponsorship thing. Sponsors, they're not going to be on his car this year. It's just not going to happen. Now he goes out there and he does well. I think 2022 we'll start seeing actual sponsors go on the card, not Nation's card. People talk about, oh, we got a sponsor. No, we didn't. That's a Hendrick thing. HendrickCards.com is going to be on the card. It's going to be basically a different color variation of that same paint scheme with different Hendrick sponsors on there. So yeah, that's big that Larson's back. Glad to see him back. I think he's learned his lesson, and he's a better person and ambassador for the sport because of it. So I'm looking for good things to come out of him. Eric Jones.
I don't think Eric Jones could have downgraded any harder.
Yeah. Eric Jones might be he might be on one of Black Lives Matter NASCAR bus videos one of these days.
Well, it's like how a guy goes out and beats Kyle Busch head to head in the Southern 500,
Yeah.
and that be like the only major bright spot on his entire run at Gibbs is just astounding to me.
Well, Ricky Craven won Darlington too one time. You remember that?
Yeah, that's true.
And look what happened. I don't know. Eric
That was
Jones.
his second career win too, wasn't it?
Listen, we've already talked about this. If we dog on Eric Jones, he goes out and wins. So I'm not gonna dog on him.
100% of
I
the
think
time.
Eric Jones is gonna shock the world, and he's gonna win 10 races with Petty this year.
I think he'll be more competitive than people think. Now that
No.
team. Well, look, no,
I don't know.
I understand.
I think he doesn't do as well as Bubba did this year.
Bubba had more funding.
Bubba did have more fun.
Bubba had a lot more funding. That's why I say I think they'll be better than I say expected. It depends on what.
I think you got to handicap him, but I think he still doesn't do as better. As better. I think he still doesn't do as good as Bubba did this year.
Well, this is what I said when Eric signed over.
I think
RPM.
outperforms them in similar equipment.
I don't know. Eric can wheel a car at a place like Bristol.
I already think Suarez is a better driver than Jones, so I'm gonna agree with that. That's just my opinion.
In equal equipment in the Xfinity Series,
Yeah,
they
he
basically
made
did
Jones
this.
his bitch.
I wouldn't say that. They both won like 3 races that year.
Yeah, but BJ McLeod and Matt Tiff is gonna run 35th on back whole time.
I don't know about that one.
BJ, I respect BJ a lot. I think he's kind of a journeyman driver, kind of reminds you of the old days, like a JD McDuffie or some of these independents from back in the day. So I wish BJ well. I think he works really hard to build that team. So best of luck to him.
This might be the only time I do the full 24 hours.
Yeah. There was another one. Ty Dillon running part-time for what's it called? Part-time for Gaunt Brothers. I don't think Ty Dillon's gonna. I think he's in the waning years of his career. I think he's gonna just end up. Unless he does something big, I think he's gonna end up.
Well, he is going to do those couple races with.
With Gibbs.
So.
Yeah.
Who knows? He could get a win there, and I mean, it's not likely, but
yeah.
the whole rest of the field could die, and then Ty Dillon gets a win
What?
in the Xfinity Series.
Okay. Well, anyway.
It's the only way it's going to happen.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah, I think if Ty Dillon can't make this opportunity work, if we Gaunt Brothers or the Gibbs thing on the Xfinity side, I think he's got a nice seat at some executive role at RCR, if not doing something else.
He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just not in
John Hunter
NASCAR.
Nemechek getting out of the front row Cup car, moving back to trucks with KBM. A lot of people were shocked about this.
It's not a bad move.
You're like, yeah, exactly. That's what I've always said. It's like I've never been a big fan of John Hunter, but I think it's a smart move. I mean,
you get out of
you're going to run 20
lower mid-tier team.
You're going to run 25th every week in Cup.
Yeah.
Would you rather do that, or would you rather go win races and compete for a championship in trucks?
He's definitely good enough to go win the championship.
Yeah, I mean, you look at guys like Ron Hornaday, Todd Bodine. They couldn't make they couldn't drive worth of shit in Cup.
Yeah.
But yeah, you put them in a truck, they'll set the world on fire, and guess what? They're Hall of Fame caliber drivers because of it. So, John Hunter.
Well, even then, John Hunter showed a few times last year he could be good enough to get the Cup ride, but you're never really going to show that in a front row car.
No, you're not. And I think it could be thing where he kind of goes back down and then works his way back up, and we can hear more from John Hunter. Really, I could care less.
Well, you never know.
Yeah, there's someone else on this list. Here we go. I got my team and driver chart pulled up right here. Suarez, blah blah. Oh, Bell. Christopher Bell in the 20 car. I think he disappoints.
I don't think he does a whole lot.
No, he disappointed me thoroughly in the 95. So.
See, that's the thing is these expectations for these Xfinity guys that come in. They're like, oh, they won 8 races last year. It's not like winning 4 races back when Kyle Busch ran you every week.
Well, and
it's not the same.
Well, and it's been touched on recently. I know on the Door Bumper Clear podcast they talked about it. Toyota pushes these kids through. Like they got more damn drivers in their development program. They have I guess now 5. I don't count Gaunt Brothers. They were a part-time thing. They were full-time for 1 season. They didn't even have any backing really from Toyota. I'm sorry. They had Toyota on the car. They didn't get shit. Toyota has 5 Cup teams. And you look at their drive. They have Martin Truex Jr. They have Kyle Busch. They have Denny Hamlin. And they have Bubba Wallace.
Bell's older than I thought he was.
Yeah.
He's 26.
They realistically have one open seat that kind of is a revolving door of drivers for their 15 development people. And a lot of times these guys, they get 1 season, they get a couple races in an Xfinity car, they expect to go out and set the world on fire, and when they don't, they get kicked to the curb. And I think Eric Jones is a victim of it. I think Suarez was a victim of it. And I think Bell
definitely.
I think Bell, if he doesn't perform this year, he could very well be the next victim.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, because you guys like, I think Harrison Burton, he's done really well. I think he's gonna get pushed up the Cup if Bell doesn't perform.
Bell might only get this year, considering he's already 26 years old.
Either this year or he'll get 1 more year, and he could be booted out of that ride. I mean, Eric Jones got what? He got 2 seasons?
Yeah.
3.
No, he got 3
seasons in 20 car. I think Bell.
He got 3 seasons. He's done pretty much.
I feel like people were more high on Bell than they were Eric Jones.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I think people simmered down on Jones after he didn't perform as well in the second Furniture Row car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, it's like you could look at that and go, okay, that was a brand new team that was there for a year.
Yeah.
Like, how much chemistry are you really going to build in that amount of time? And they still had a few times they fought for race wins. They were running top 5 at Michigan.
He could have won Bristol.
But
yeah, so I think Bell, he needs to do well. He needs to make the most of this opportunity because the way Toyota does things, he could be out the door. Hell, even Brandon Jones is starting to step up. Not saying he's going to get a Cup ride, but I feel like
things.
Well, yeah, and I feel like
Anthony Alfredo got a Cup ride.
He's got sponsorship, too.
Yeah.
So I feel like...
Yeah, but isn't that with Menards? Is Menards really going to sponsor another Cup car?
It's not even... It's Menards, but it's mainly Rheem, too.
Yeah.
So...
But that's going to help Bell. Bell's got Rheem in his back pocket.
Yeah. I think,
I mean, it's not like the 20's ever been a promised sponsorship. That DeWalt Stanley Craftsman deal is.
Well.
Oh, wait, no, I thought Craftsman was with Lowe's now.
No, it's Black & Decker.
Oh, Black & Decker. Yeah.
Anyway.
Craftsman was on the car a couple years ago, wasn't it?
Craftsman was on the car this year.
I thought Craftsman was bought by Lowe's. So why is... Oh, no, DeWalt and Stanley were both bought by Lowe's, weren't they? Did Lowe's buy every fucking tool?
Except, why does it matter?
I don't know.
Okay. Anyway, Bell.
I think a lot of fucking tools.
I think Bell's on the. I think Bell. He's got 1, maybe 2 years to prove to the world that he can do this because Toyota's got a Rolodex full of drivers that.
Well, say Bell goes out this year and wins 1 or 2 races, and then next year goes out and wins 5, what the fuck does Toyota do? Basically, they have to count on one of their drivers sucking ass.
Well, no.
Do they open up another seat at 23-11?
Well, that's a potential. I think Bell goes out there and sets the world on fire. I think they say, hey, Martin, you've had a good run, man. You're getting up there in age, I think maybe it's time to hang it up. I think that.
I don't know. How do you tell a champion, get the fuck out of here? We got this guy who just won.
Well, they did it in Matt Kenseth, so.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah. And Truex has another year like he did this year.
Yeah.
That could be a very real possibility. I mean, yeah. So.
You heard it here first?
Yeah. Ross Chastain, that's another one. I didn't even write him down.
Ross Chastain might run marginally better than Matt Kenseth did this past year.
Yeah. I feel like if Chastain, I feel like he runs maybe a little bit worse than Kurt Busch, but I feel like he runs. I feel like
he'll run better. He'll run better than Kenseth. I'm not saying he's going to be.
I feel like him and Kurt will have similar results. I think Kurt always figures out a way to win. I'm not saying I don't know if Chastain's going to win a race, but I think they kind of run hand in hand with each other. So that's all I really got to say about Chastain. I don't know. Chastain's kind of disappointed at Xfinity, but yeah, sometimes he can set the world on fire and shock the world. I don't know.
I think
I don't know what to think about Chastain anymore.
I'm going to predict that Chastain in a couple years will be.
He drives like an asshole.
I think in a couple years he'll be back in the Xfinity Series, and that's kind of where he'll stay for a while.
Damn.
He'll. Well,
I don't think that, but damn.
I don't think he's good enough to stay in the Cup Series forever. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I don't have anything against a guy like you do, but
hell yeah, I don't like Chastain.
I'm not saying
I think
want
he'll
him
be able to stick around in Cup at least a little bit.
I mean, I don't mean like 2 years from now. I mean like 4 or 5.
Last thing, touch on
like all guys.
Bowman moved from the 88 to the 48. The team doesn't. Let's make this clear. The team didn't change. He's literally all that changed is the paint scheme and the number. Like people were gonna get that confused.
They slapped different logos on it.
Yeah, that's it. That's all that happened. But
this is a non-change.
I feel like this should have been on my maybe not biggest improvement, but I think someone that's gonna improve. I think Bowman's only gonna get better. He shined a lot at the end of last year, and I think Bowman's gonna do I think he's gonna do even better this year. I think
if Bowman has another season like he did this past year, it will be a disappointment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he did really well. He's just gotten better every single year. He's been in that 88 car.
They were fast.
Yeah.
But they did not have the results.
Jack and Nelson's very high on Alex Bowman. No,
Alex Bowman's a great driver. I think that.
Well, yeah.
But their inability to not just wins, but close out top 10 finishes.
Yeah.
Knocking the wall down at Charlotte when they were running top 3.
I feel like that's just cleaning stuff up, and I feel like Bowman did that at the end of last year, and that's why you saw only person that scored more, or no, I think Bowman was the driver who scored the most points in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It was either him or Chase scored more points, and Bowman was second. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think Bowman's going to have a great year. I think that's kind of going all the way back to improvement. I think Bowman's going to be even better this year.
It's going to be tough pickings at Hendrick Motorsports, though. He could have
I think Bowman beats Larson. I think Larson's third guy, at least in 2021. I think I think Chase and Bowman.
Obviously, I got a little bit of bias. I can't imagine Larson getting consistently beat by Bowman. I can't see it.
Well,
that's just coming from the fact I don't think Bowman showed me enough. Because think about it. Between 27 and 18, not obviously Bowman wasn't in during 17 or whatever, but that was when Larson, from the beginning of 17, or I guess the end of 16, through the middle part of 18, that was the best consistent run of good cars Larson ever had. He was consistently
That
one of the
doesn't
faster.
matter though. He was in a Ganassi car.
Yeah, and now he's in a Hendrick car.
Well, no. Well, what I'm saying is he's also been out of the car for nearly a year. That's what I'm not saying it has.
Oh, I know. I'm
not comparing whether
No,
Larson.
no.
No, listen. I'm not comparing whether Larson or Bowman's a better driver. I think Bowman's going to have a better year just because Larson's going to have to take some time to get used to the new team and get back in the swing of driving these race cars. Bowman's been in it, and
I understand that. I'm just saying, even with that, I don't think that he will consistently be able to beat Kyle Larson in similar equipment.
No. You can be wrong. If
I'm
you want. That's
open.
fine.
I'm open to that discussion, but I don't.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it.
Now, kind of goes back to. Well, it doesn't go back to, but we'll move into the 750 package. The
Specifically at Darlington.
The big motor, small blade package.
Big motor.
Small blade. So 2020 we
Big
had
titties, small dick.
Oh, I don't know that we could say that. So 2020 saw four plate races, 9 750 races plus 10 750 places plus the high downforce 750 at the Daytona Road Course last year, and then 23 550. This year we have the 4 plate races. We have 20 750 package races.
Wait,
and
we went over that.
550.
That's not possible.
What?
That was it? 10?
Yeah, that was it.
Phoenix twice. Martinsville twice.
Yeah,
Bristol twice.
that's 6. Then Richmond, New Hampshire, that's 7 and 8. The 2 Dovers, 9.
Charlotte and Daytona.
Okay, maybe my math was off a little bit. Either way, substantially more 750 races. Damn, we did all that research to figure out. So now I think we got it wrong.
I didn't realize he came up with the number 10. I was like, that doesn't sound like enough.
I think I should have bet on that one.
But anyway, the best part of this is we're getting Darlington back.
Yeah, we're getting Darlington on the 750. We're getting Nashville
Twice.
in the 7. Yeah,
Obviously.
We'll talk about that in a second.
Yeah,
I think the 750 pack. NASCAR's been so hell bent on this damn. We like what we see out of this 550 horsepower package, and they're still. That is the hill they will die on. But
for whatever fucking reason.
Yeah, but they are also slipping under the radar. Oh, by the way, only a third of the season is going to be with this package that we were so enthusiastic about, and now 20 of the races are on the 750.
Well, package. then it's backhanded because then they go out and test a new car, and guess what? They're running flat out at Charlotte on the oval. So it's like,
yeah. Well, we'll get to the new car here in a little bit.
NASCAR drives me fucking crazy sometimes.
Yeah.
That thing is awesome.
Anyway, 750 package. I'm excited to have. We're filming a podcast.
We're watching a race too. He's like fucking swerving through the fucking NASCAR 1 and 2.
It's the 50. It's the 55 car. He's 2 laps down. Is Tinkerbell or whatever the fuck his name is.
Tinkerbell?
Yeah, sure. You don't know how to drive. Look at that last name.
Fuck my ass with a saw blade then. I don't know.
Oh my god. Anyway, 750 package. I've said 750 package 5 times and we haven't talked a single word about it.
Oh, I like it.
That's it. All right, yeah.
You know how NASCAR could fix all this? You remember when that package first came out in 2016? That was great.
Yeah.
And then they fucked with it again in 17. Never quite the same.
Well, yeah,
I didn't hate the racing in 17, but it was never as good as the 16 racing.
Why?
What? 2016 was a fun
year.
You
live in the goddamn past. I swear to God. You live in the past. We're sitting here talking about 2021. You're talking about 2016, 2017. Talking about damn Darlington 2018.
Part of me lives at the 2018 Southern 500 still.
God, yeah.
It will forever remain in purgatory until Kyle Larson wins at Darlington.
Okay, anyway. The 750 package getting 20 races this year. It's awesome.
I wish more of
good
them were
for-
at intermediate tracks.
Well, yeah,
But-
we're getting there. Except for maybe not. I think
We got 13 hours.
I really hope that 750 package shines in the biggest way this year, like more than it already does, because I think maybe that will push NASCAR over the edge to maybe pull back the reins on this 550 bullshit.
The very fucking least. The new engine in 2023 needs to be at least 650 horsepower. Unrestricted.
Yeah, or 900.
I know. Preferably 900. The problem is ultimately NASCAR Cup racing, stock car racing, has to kind of give something back to the manufacturers that they can use in real life. At least I think the manufacturers see it that way. So ultimately,
well, they talk about
highly
this,
aspirated V8 engines are
They
not
talk
exactly what they're looking for.
They talk about all this bullshit about how we want this so we can bring in new OEMs, but yet we always hear about new OEMs. These very, very small rumors about new OEMs coming in that never amount to shit, and so it's like, why the hell are we doing this? So
We've been hearing about this. We've been hearing about this since like right after Dodge left, right?
Yeah, exactly. Since 2012.
Yeah.
So, or I guess 2013.
Well, fuck. I think the rumors started when Dodge announced they were leaving.
Yeah, they were talking about damn Volkswagen coming in.
That'd be pretty sweet, Jettas. Jettas are cool cars.
Well, anyway, that kind of leads us into the Gen 7 car. So I think if the 750 package really shines, which we're going on a big limb here,
If
maybe somehow, some way, NASCAR will see the light and they can.
there ain't no goddamn way, dude.
No, there ain't no way. But they can use some of these components.
You know what they need to do?
On the Gen 7.
Any race other than Darlington that has any track that has 2 races other than Darlington, do one of those races on the 550 package, do one of them on the 750, and then honestly look at it and go, which one was better?
Well, no, they could just do that from years past. They can compare.
I know, but this is NASCAR we're talking about. Oh, I'm living in the past.
Well, you make a stupid point like that, then yeah.
Well, NASCAR always talks about
Gen 7. Shut the hell up.
This is what we're talking about.
This
is directly relevant to Gen 7.
Okay, so
because the problem is Gen 7 is a make or break point for NASCAR. If they fuck up Gen 7 like they did Gen 6, it is not going to be good. Because they're going to have to wait another 9 years to fix it. If NASCAR needs to wait 9 more years to fix something, we're talking about 2030 here. Is there going to be NASCAR left?
I don't want to get into this hellhole of, NASCAR's going to die because they fuck up the car. I mean, that might be
it's
true.
Possible.
Well, I don't want to get into that. I'm not getting into that conversation.
I don't think it's likely because there's enough name recognition there.
Gen 7, how hush-hush they've been about how that car is worries me.
It's concerning.
Yeah, I will say that. How hush-hush they've been about how that car's driving and how happy-go-lucky every driver's been coming out. They've either been like, yes, this car's awesome in the most politically correct, this is what NASCAR wants to hear way, or they've been hush-hush about it. They said it's run better on road courses. That's about it. Well, that's indicative of, 7 damn road courses on the schedule, which is, I think, is maybe 1 or 2 too many.
Even if the car drives better, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to make a better race.
Yeah. I don't know. Gen 7.
Because the cars now are easier to drive than ever.
I think Gen 7.
They're not.
I think this year. I mean, obviously, we're kind of the window of opportunity is shrinking, but I think these maybe the first half of this year is gonna really be a pivotal turning point to how Gen 7, what the final product's gonna be.
Yeah.
As far as if they want to increase the horsepower, do different things to the downforce and aero package. A lot of people, they want to die on the hill of, it's got one lug nut, sequential gearbox. What's the other big thing?
The electronics.
Yeah, the electronics. People want to die on the hill. It's like, dude,
These are the least
This is
important
stock
things.
car racing. Okay, yeah.
These are elements of the cars NASCAR should have implemented years ago because it's not the 70s anymore.
Well, that and the.
I mean, it took
They're
them until
stock car-
2012
Now,
to bring in fuel injection.
Would you rather them have a damn single lug nut and a sequential gearbox, or would you rather have them run hybrid V6s? Yeah, whatever,
Yeah.
and sound like fucking going down the track.
You know
What would you rather have?
If they told me
I don't give a fuck about the damn lug nut.
if the racing was going to be better,
I mean, well, yeah,
I'd go for it.
yeah, but people want to die on the hill that
If it
On
don't
this
sound good.
I think it sounds fine too. That's another thing. Everybody's talking about how it sounds terrible. I think it sounds fine.
Is it as good as a V12 Formula One car? No. No, it's not.
Fuck Formula One.
Well, that's not the point. But it's just like, does it sound as good a V6 power unit or whatever? No, it doesn't sound as good. I understand you do get a lot out of hearing a fucking high powered engine roar. I get that. I love the sound of a high horsepower car hitting its rev limit, like anybody else.
Where are you going?
But if I had to choose between a car that sounds good and a car that races good, I'm gonna choose a goddamn car that races good any day.
Well, yeah. Well, and that's kind of my point. Is everybody wants to, bitch and moan about all this shit, and it's
Formula One comparison's a bad one because the Formula One cars race worse than they ever have.
dude, and the comparison, the trying to compare another racing series to NASCAR is the worst thing to do in the world. You can't compare any racing series to any other racing series.
At least I didn't compare it to football.
Well, that too.
I swear, that's another thing.
No, I don't even. No, we're not even going into that. We're not even going into that.
They brought it up during the Rolex fucking.
Does
thing.
it?
Oh my god!
We're not going into it. Shut the hell up.
This is Super Bowl.
Okay. This is why we can't do podcasts. You get so off track with this other, BS that we're not even talking. Anyway,
top 6 things I hate. Number 1.
No.
NASCAR.
Shut the fuck up. 2023 motor. I don't really know much about it.
I don't know anything about it, but it's pivotal.
Wow, I don't know nothing about it, but it's gonna be damn important. Holy shit!
Well, what a
comment!
We don't know a damn thing about it.
Listen,
we know it's gonna be smaller. We know it's gonna be smaller. That's about all we know.
Well,
right?
I don't.
Do you know anything else?
No, I don't know a damn thing about it. I was relying on you. Why'd we even bring it up if you ain't know nothing about it? If all you had to say about it was it's pivotal, but I don't know anything about it, why the hell did I put it down on this list of things to talk about?
I figured that was enough to charge a talking point out of. You're killing me, dude. I gave you a crumb. You're supposed to take that and make it into a loaf of bread for me. What the fuck am I even paying you for?
You're not paying me.
Damn it. I'm not getting my money's worth then.
Okay. All right. Let's forget. Oh.
Who did I send money to then?
We'll touch on this. It's something that is pivotal and that we do know about. Number placement. I don't give a damn about the lug nut. I don't give a damn about the gearbox. I don't give a damn about the rear diffuser on the car. I don't give a damn about how. Well, I do give it a little bit of a damn how it sounds, but I think it sounds fine. I do give a damn where the damn number is on the car. I'm fine with it being. If it is where it was on the All-Star car, I'm fine. That's fine. I don't care. I prefer it to be in the center, but I don't care. As long as
Let me put it this way: I will not stop watching, but I will bitch about
anybody that stops watching because of where the number placement is,
I will bitch about it every chance.
You got to look yourself in the mirror and rethink life. If that's the reason you're stopping.
But I'm not gonna lie, I will bitch about it every goddamn chance I get.
Okay, well,
until they change it back.
That's just you.
And then I'll bitch
You're
about
gonna
it
bitch
again.
about everything you possibly can bitch about, every opportunity you get to bitch about it.
And I won't apologize for it either.
Okay. Anyway, I'm fine as long as it's on. You put it on the quarter panel, that's kind of stupid.
Fuck it, put it on the windshield.
This is dangerous and what do you say? This is dangerous and inconvenient, but I do love thick Newtons. This is dangerous and inefficient, but I do love the number 9.
And if you don't choose Big Red, then fuck you.
I'm Ricky Bobby. You don't choose Big Red, then fuck you. Yeah, as long as it's on the door, I'm fine with it. It could be slid back. It could be. I don't know.
I would like
if it's okay. We'll put it like if it's in the center. If it's slid back, I don't know about slid forward. That might look dumb.
I would like teams to have the option. Open it up.
Yeah.
Run it wherever the fuck you want it.
Whoa, hold on. All right, let's.
Because you know what?
We got to limit the options here.
No, because you know why? It's going to stay where it is. There might be 1 or 2 teams that run it slid back or on a quarter panel or some stupid shit.
Well, no.
Most teams will keep it right where it's supposed to be.
No.
Yeah.
No, because the sponsors are going to be like, I want this.
Did you not watch the All-Star race like I did? There was the same amount of sponsor space on there.
No, if they give the teams the option to run it wherever they want, they're going to put it on the rear quarter panel, and that whole door and the whole over the rear wheel is going to be filled with sponsors. Which we want sponsors to get the recognition.
Fuck it. At least I wouldn't be able to complain about it to NASCAR.
You still would complain about it,
but not to NASCAR.
Okay. Anyway,
I would complain about. I'd be like, "Dear Hendrick Motorsports, fuck you. You ruined my life." Just like Jeffrey Earnhardt before you.
We're never gonna. Yeah. This whole podcast thing is never gonna take off because of you.
I agree.
Your rants on stuff that don't matter.
I am a ranty person.
Yeah, you are. New tracks, new races.
Oh, that guy's sleeping is making me tired.
Oh my god. Drink a 5-hour energy, put a dip in, I don't know, do whatever it takes.
I've done both of those already.
Well, new tracks, Bristol Dirt. What you got? Oh. That's not what I. That's
five
not
car.
What I,
5 car in Victory Lane. Oogie boogie woogie doogie.
I will shut this damn computer right now. No, other than nothing to do with who the hell is going to win the race.
I think it's going to be too long.
You think it's going to be a Charlotte Dust Bowl like the World of Outlaws?
Oh my god. I was at that last call.
Last call, yeah.
Oh my god. They got going on the feature. 3 laps in, you couldn't see shit.
Yeah, I hope it's not going to be like that. You think it's going to be too long? I don't know too much about dirt. So.
I don't either, but from what I've learned, it looks like the cushion is going to go curbing pretty quick.
Well, I mean, I think you got to look at Eldora, too. Eldora's been fine.
Yeah. I'm just wondering. I wonder how the
banking. Here's the thing.
I wonder how the banking at Bristol will change that.
Well, Eldora's 24 degrees. They claim it.
What?
They claim it. I swear to God.
Definitely does not look like it's 24 degrees.
No, look.
Anyway, I remember I watched a little bit of the Outlaws race from 2002 when they put dirt on the track last.
Yeah. It says turns 24 degrees.
Okay.
They don't fucking look like it, I know.
The 410 sprint cars were running mostly on the apron.
Well, you can't look at the sprint cars.
I
They're gonna
know.
run. You gotta. I feel like the best example is the truck race at Eldora, and that as long as they.
But Bristol's 31 degrees, is it not?
No, it's 24. It used to be 36. Now it's 24.
It did not used to be 36.
Yes, it did.
When? 36?
Yes, it did.
That's steeper than Daytona by a
Yes,
lot.
it did. It used to be steeper than. Boy,
No, it did not. It used to be less steep.
no, it didn't.
I thought they only added banking to the top 3 layers. Grooves.
No, they took banking away. Look, hold on. All right. Angle of banking. So they made it. Okay, so it's 24 to 30 degrees. It turns were banked. Okay, sorry, not 36, 35 degrees. Damn. Yeah.
Oh, that's the.
And then banking had dropped following resurfacing, 22 to 27. Wait, hold on. All right, we're gonna read this for you. The track long advertised as banking as 36 degrees, which at one time made it the most steeply banked track used by NASCAR. However, BMS now lists the banking at 24 to 30 degrees, reflecting the results of the track's most recent resurfacing in 2007. Even before the resurfacing, there was some dispute on the accuracy of the measurement. In the 1980s, ESPN often claimed that turns were banked at 35 degrees during the television telecast of events at the track. In an interview with Stock Car Racing's Larry Cothran, driver Ryan Newman openly disputed the measurement of the banking at Bristol Motor Speedway's turns. Newman's crew measured the banking during a test session to aid with setups and found that the turns were banked at 26 degrees rather than the advertised 36. A Camping World Truck Series open test noted that the banking had dropped following the resurfacing from 22 to 27 degrees variable banking. That's interesting.
So Ryan Newman was talking about the old banking being 26 degrees?
I don't think that's right.
There's no way it was 35.
Dude, I'd always heard it was 36.
Dude, every time I've
doesn't either way. It doesn't
no
matter.
way.
It doesn't matter.
Because Daytona looks like they are fucking sideways, completely fucking sideways.
Well, you got it. That's a 2.5 mile racetrack. That's not.
Still, it would the bank
doesn't matter. It's
that
not
much banking would be
it's
more
not.
noticeable.
That's not the point.
At a short track.
That's not the point. It's 24 degrees now. 22, 24, whatever. Yeah, give or take.
In the middle of the track.
Just about the same as Eldora. Where the hell are you going?
I don't know what I'm going for.
You just left in the middle of the above. We're having a conversation.
I'm right here. I'm like 4 feet away. I need
Anyway,
to get some water. I'm fucking thirsty. Yeah.
Anyway, Eldora and Bristol, roughly same-ish type of banking. I think you got to look at Eldora's truck race, and that would be more indicative of how the Cup race will go. Bristol.
So,
because
by that logic, it's going to.
Well, no,
they're going to get a lot of. They're going to get a lot of rubber on the track.
No,
and it goes back to what Kyle Larson said. It's going to turn into basically a pavement race.
Yes, but you were talking about how the cushion is going to be like it was, like you're using the chili bowl. Yeah, that's completely bogus. That's a completely bogus statement. Now, I might eat my words, but you got to look at the Eldora truck race, and they run all those damn heat races. They run qualifying practice all in the same day. They run way more than 250 laps worth of racing.
It's also an actual dirt track.
Well, that is also true, but you look at that, and the track's fine. The cushion doesn't curve up like it did at Chili Bowl. So, I think that you kind of got to look at that more.
Okay.
I think it'll be fine.
I think my Dust Bowl concern is
that. Yeah, that.
I think that
comes down to track prep.
Which is why I'm concerned that they're not going to test the track.
Yeah. Well, they are going to practice.
Yeah, I mean sending like 2 sets of 20 guys. So let everybody go there, run a bunch of laps, and then that way they can get a feel for how the track
Well,
evolves.
they are. It's called the Xfinity Series. Or not
Xfinity
no,
truck.
not Xfinity truck.
Yeah, but that's going to be a day before the Cup race.
Well, they got a day to figure it out.
So if they realize during the truck race that they fucked something
they got
up,
this
seriously,
they got this 3:30 start time. They got plenty of time in the morning to figure it the fuck out.
I can't believe the goddamn race is starting at 3:30
Yeah,
in the
it's
afternoon.
stupid. So yeah, Bristol dirt race. That'll be a fun time. If it's
I
not,
am-
it's not. If it is,
I don't think
stick
it'll be.
around.
I don't think it'll be the shit show everybody thinks it'll be.
No, I don't think it will.
We've seen Charlotte Roval was fine.
Every time
Daytona Road Course was fine.
Every time people say, "Oh, it's going to be a shit show," it never turns out to be a shit show.
It
Now-
might start a little poorly.
Well, I think the Daytona Road Course. That I think everybody talking about how wild that was supposed to be. I think that was a load of bull. That was bull malarkey. Like a lot of the drivers had run on the track before, even if they hadn't. It's not like it's a complicated and technical road course. I'm sorry, it's not.
Yeah.
The Charlotte Roval, they had, God, how many hundreds of hours of testing? It seemed like maybe not that much.
I mean-
but it seemed like it.
What? I mean, there were like 4 or 5 major tests.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Now the Bristol Dirt Race, we're not getting that, but yeah, I don't think it's going to be a complete shit show like people think it's going to be. Coda. I mean, I have no idea.
I don't know. They're running the full course, right?
I don't know.
I believe they're running the full course.
I think it'll be. I don't know. Should be fun. I don't know.
I think it'll be fine. I don't think it'll be anything
Coda's
spectacular.
produced. From what I've seen, a few races I've seen at Coda, it seems like it produces pretty decent racing. I don't know how it's going to be with stock cars.
With I'm trying to think. I've watched maybe a couple F1 races. I remember the IndyCar race. The F1 cars have DRS, so which areas of the track end up being
Well, Chase Elliott's got DRS on road courses.
apparently his fucking spoiler drops down on the straightaways and nobody notices.
Oh boy!
How is Chase Elliott so fast? Where does spoiler? Oh, there it is.
Yeah, no, coming through the as soon as he hits the Tums heartburn turn, that thing flattens down to and it's no, I mean I don't really know what to say about Coda. I think it'll be a NASCAR road course race. I don't think there's much to say.
Same thing with Road America.
I think what do I have next one with Nashville. Nashville. It never really was that great with Xfinity to begin with.
Yeah, it's
I'm hoping this is like a 2-year deal and they can bring back the fairgrounds. So,
yeah, I think that clearly seems to be the plan.
Yeah.
Now,
if it's a barn burner, then
it could be. Who knows?
If it's a barn burner, I think we could be looking at some track getting axed off the schedule, and
if it ain't
maybe
Texas,
not a track getting axed off the schedule, but maybe a track losing its date to put the fairgrounds on, as well as Nashville Super Speedway. I don't know. For the sake of Nashville, I hope that it's a good race.
Yeah.
Because, like Chase Elliott said, one snooze fest.
I hope it's
that track, and that'll kill the dream of Nashville.
I hope it's a good race. I
Fairgrounds.
don't hope it's a barn burner because barn burners for opening races set expectations way too high. Anything less than a classic ends up being a boring race to all these race fans who just want to see chaos.
All right, let's not get on your stuff.
I'm not going to get on.
Road America. That'll be a good race. I
think so.
I can say that. I think that'll be a fun race.
What happened to the TV?
I don't know. I'll fix it here in a second. Yeah, Road America will be a good race. Indy Road Course. I think. I hope the hell it's as good as the damn Xfinity race, or at least half as good, and we'll have a great time. I think that'll be a good race. The Daytona, or no, what do I have on here? 2 Darlingtons. I think that, and they're adding another Atlanta. Well, no, the Atlanta.
Atlanta's something we got to talk about.
Yeah, Atlanta. I've been saying Atlanta needs 2 dates again for a while.
That was before the 550
That was before the 550 package.
The problem with Atlanta is it's so coarse, and
Yeah.
The issue is I don't want them to change the track. I want them to change the fucking cars.
Well, I think. Well, the rumor is if they repave the track, they're gonna put it back to the oval. Which in my opinion is fine.
Do we need that though?
I mean,
if they want to do it, it's not the worst idea because we don't need 3 Charlottes.
I think if they do it,
I don't know. I've grown up with the quad oval.
Well, no,
version, so
I think if they do it, they ought to do it like they did Homestead, and we have second Homestead, which I'm fine with.
I guess, but it's do we need more tracks that are like other tracks? Which I guess the problem is Atlanta's.
You either have 3 tracks like Charlotte, or you have 2 tracks like Charlotte and 2 tracks like Homestead, which is a good track. And Homestead, when they first paved it with the progressive banking, that was a hell of a race.
The problem is if we end up with 2 Charlottes and 2 Homesteads, is that the 2 Homesteads are going to be the only ones worth a damn. And the best of the 2 Charlottes will be Charlotte. And Charlotte right now sucks on the oval. It is awful.
That's not what we're talking about.
I have never wanted a race to be over so bad as the Coca-Cola 600 this past year.
Get off your damn soapbox. Holy shit.
Are you going to sit here and tell me you thought that was a good race?
I thought it was not as bad as you thought it was.
This guy thought the Brickyard 400 was a good race, so...
No, I didn't say it was a good race. I thought it was better than Brickyards have been.
The only Brickyard race I remember liking out of the past ever.
This is not what we're talking about. Oh my God. Jesus.
You know what's funny though?
Texas.
No, hang on.
What?
Fans complain about everything. Oh my God. I've never seen one person in my entire life on this earth not say something about how bad the Brickyard is, and then they get rid of the Brickyard 400 for the road course, and immediately it's but tradition. I'm like, motherfucker, you've been bitching about this race forever.
Oh yeah, I guess we didn't even talk about that the Indy road course is replacing the oval.
Well, we didn't talk about it in that regard, but
I think people say, oh, it's still Indy. I don't think it has the same crown jewel status that it maybe did, but it also was kind of a lost that just because people didn't show up for it.
I never got that feeling out of Indy. Of course, granted, I kind of came in
right. Yeah, you were born after it was already not dead in the water, but
I mean, when I started watching, it was still selling out, or just about. It was enough people there that it looked pretty full.
See, I grew up early 2000s was when I really, far back as I can really remember, and I've always known Indy to be very prestigious. I think the oval is more prestigious than maybe the road course, but I think ultimately it's a better move to move it to the road course just because I think it'll be a better race. More people will hopefully show up for it, and that's really what matters.
It's back to kind of what I was talking about with the sound of the cars or whatever. If the racing's better, I can live with it.
Yes.
Yeah. It's not a real big deal.
So yeah. 2 Darlingtons back on schedule. Great. I love it. We had 3 last year.
We needed more.
We could have had 4, 5, 6, 7. I would have been happy, and they weren't even. They were with the 550 package, and still
Darlington's still Darlington.
Darlington is Darlington. I'm putting in my vote to put it as the championship race one of these years, maybe after Phoenix. I think that would be a fun time. No alcohol required. So
we could talk
We could talk
about that if you wanted.
What?
I don't think Phoenix needs to be.
Well, yeah.
Championship
How about
race anymore.
let's get through this segment and then we'll talk about that. Yeah. So 2 Darlingtons. Super excited about that. The 750 package at Darlington. Mother's Day. Hot, slick, sunny, lady in black.
Hopefully cloudy.
Slipping, sliding, slapping off the wall. Darlington stripe. Fucking barn burner of a race is what we're going to see over there.
We need to fix this.
God damn it.
Sorry, we have to fix the Rolex 24 since it broke.
Stream. Yeah.
No, the whole race. The whole race broke.
I'm over here. I went on this amazing rant, and you just were too worried about this.
What is the point of staying up for the whole race if we're not actually going to get to watch the race? I could take a nap.
All right, well.
There's no other point.
Okay.
We are
anyway.
almost halfway through the Rolex 24.
Darlington. Anyway, the Darlington. I'm super excited about this.
Yeah.
I am so damn excited about this Mother's Day race.
Makes 2 of us.
Yes. I wish. Is Gen 7 going to have composite bodies?
Yes.
I'm super excited about that too. Because I think that'll just improve Darlington. Because they'll be able to hit the wall and not be fucked. Whereas right now, they still can't really get in the wall too hard. Or else they're going to be screwed. But that just means it's commercial. It's okay. It'll come back on. Don't worry. Okay.
What the fuck?
So anyway, 2 Darlingtons. Super excited about that. It's going to be awesome. Texas All-Star race.
We're getting Darlington in place of the All-Star
Eddie
race.
Gossage. Is the Donald Trump of NASCAR.
I think they're trying to kill the All-Star race.
No.
Think about it.
They're not trying to kill the All-Star race.
They're moving it to Texas.
They're not. No, they're not. That's not the point of why they're moving it to Texas. They're moving it to Texas because Eddie Gossage is a big fucking baby and a fucking idiot.
How long do they have?
No.
Do they have a separate contract with Texas?
What do you mean?
Isn't it SMI?
Yeah.
And why don't they just tell them to fuck off?
Because
whose nudes does he have? He's like, Jim France.
Whose emails does Eddie Gossage have?
Jim France, I'm releasing all of your nudes if you take my race away. How about the All-Star race?
No, listen.
I can live with that.
Okay, Eddie Gossage. Fuck Eddie Gossage.
Eddie Gossage is so stupid that he thinks having the All-Star race means he has 3 races because he's thinking of the Open as a separate race.
Dude, no, Eddie Gossage.
Oh my god.
Eddie Gossage is mad because his track's fucking boring.
His goddamn.
That's his fault. That's his damn fault. You know what you do? You know what you could do to make your track better, Eddie Gossage? You will never see this video, but in case you do, tear that monstrosity that you call a racetrack down. Build you a nice little bull ring short track.
Dirt.
Hell, put dirt on it for the All-Star race. I don't give a fuck. Tear your damn piece of shit, fucking 1.5 mile, cookie cutter, copycat of Charlotte Motor Speedway down. Fucking light it on fire. Have a nice little Burning Man to celebrate your damn.
That would be the only reason I'd go down to Texas Motor Speedway.
Yeah. Tear that fucking piece of shit fucking track down. Build you a short track. And then you just stop bitching about how no one wants to show up or watch your damn race. And, you know, there. Texas All-Star race, it's going to suck. All-Star races suck the past.
Well, this is
All-Star
why,
races
this is why
sucked for the past 10 years. So, I mean,
this is why I genuinely think they're trying to kill the All-Star race.
No.
The All-Star race, dude, they couldn't make it work at Bristol.
Well.
It sucked at Bristol.
Well, I think the reason,
nobody cared because Chase Elliott won.
It was too short. The reason it sucked at Bristol is because it was too short.
Well, the problem is
and the segments were broken.
Well,
Bristol should have been. It should have been like 2.
You don't realize how important
segments.
lap traffic is to Bristol.
Well, exactly. It should have been 2 long segments instead of 4
short segments.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, what was the longest? Like 50 laps?
I think it would work better. I think it could work better.
I think it could have, but still, like, lap traffic is important in Martinsville too.
Either way, Texas All-Star.
It's gonna be bad.
I mean,
like they could run the race with the 900 horsepower package, and it would still suck.
Well,
a little bit.
I will say this though. I don't think it's gonna be.
I don't think it'd be any worse than it would be at Charlotte.
Yeah, exactly. So, but tradition's tradition.
Yeah, I'll take an extra race for us to go to at Darlington over the All-Star race at Charlotte any day of the week.
Texas All-Star race was basically NASCAR's way of shutting Eddie Gossage the fuck up.
But does that mean it's going to stay there?
I don't know. Daytona Road Course. It hasn't been on the schedule last year or this year, but somehow we keep it going back. And why don't we just put it on the schedule?
It needs to be permanent.
Yeah, it needs to be permanent. Now, I think this. Probably the fans won't because they like torn up race cars. But
I'm sorry.
I think
racing.
Yeah.
They like racing.
Yeah. Axe the summer race at Daytona and put it on the road course. We don't need 4-plate races. I'm sorry.
How many times do we need a yellow line controversy or
a car
30 torn up race cars
or
when you're
flipping through the air and we got to talk about safety and catch fencing and
somebody almost fucking dying?
We got to change the damn plate package because we did this and we did that and then nothing ever works and it's the same old trivial bullshit.
Well, it's like every few years we go through this. They change it to make it safer. The race sucks.
The race sucks. So they change it to make it more exciting. Something happens, and then they change it, and then racing sucks. We have, like you said, a yellow line controversy. We got 40 torn up race cars. How about just take one of them off? Y'all want to save some teams some money? Axe one of the restricted plate races.
Yeah. How are you gonna take practice and qualifying away because you're trying to save money?
But yeah, you keep 4 plate. Yeah, just take the summer Daytona race. You already moved it for 4th of July weekend, so the tradition's fucked anyway. So, I mean, just put it on the Daytona road course. It'll be I'm sorry. To me, it's more of a fun race because it's an actual race. It's not just
And once the rest of the field catches up to Chase Hill, it'll be a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. A lot of people thought the one race last year was boring. You were at the race. I watched it on TV. We were both entertained.
I enjoyed it.
I thought it was a fun race.
Other than the lightning delay, I thought it was fun.
Yeah. That's another thing. It can run in the rain. You don't have to worry about the summer Daytona race getting rained out like it does every other year because we can just run it in the rain. Now, granted, lightning, that's another.
Lightning's different,
yeah,
whatever.
Different.
As somebody at the grandstands, I didn't necessarily want to get electrocuted.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I wasn't
I don't know that one year at Darlington, we said fuck it.
Yeah,
they told us evacuate the grandstands, and we were like, nah, we're good.
And then who was it? Fucking Ty Dillon
came out and started doing the wave, and we're like, all right, cool.
Like, Ty, you're not supposed to be fucking
not
encouraging this.
Encouraging it.
Whatever. We were down.
The clash on the road course though is gonna suck. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's another move. All right. So we'll quickly. Let's make this quick. Touch on the clash. You think it needs to be 20 laps. I think it needs to be 35 laps on the oval.
I was about to say that's what it is on the road course.
Yeah. I think it needs to be 35 laps on the oval.
It doesn't need to be half the length of the road course points race on the road course.
Yeah, no, it does not. It needs to on the road course. It needs to be like 20 laps.
This race is going to be over in 5 laps.
Yeah, I mean,
ultimately,
unless
they have an automatic kill button in Chase Elliott's car. This is not working.
Yeah, it's not. We'll try this one.
Trying to get the stream back on of the race because for some rereason they can't just run it on NBCSN the whole night for whatever fucking reason. Because
anyways,
or whatever.
It's not the point.
Seth, can I be still
Clash. Yeah, you think it should be 20 laps. I think it should be 35 laps. But moral of the story is we both think it should be on the oval.
Yeah, I'm not even sure. Oh, Chase is back in. I'm honestly at the point where I'm not sure we need it at all. I used to get excited for the Bud Shootout.
Well, here's the thing. It needs to just be pole winners. It's strictly just
you couldn't do that this year, though.
Well,
you'd have had 3 guys in the race.
No, you could have done the people who started first. Everybody who started first.
I guess.
Yeah.
But then that's basically just race winners.
It'd just be for this year.
My thing is, for the way they're doing this, since they ran the Daytona Road Course last year with the big spoiler, and now they're running it this year with the small spoiler, and they're going to give half of the teams a test session. They're giving them a half of a race length test session.
Stop.
Nobody's going to be given. No. People are going to be pitting halfway through the race because they want to try something. Nobody's going to be competing in this race.
Now, okay.
This is going to be a test session.
All right, yeah, that's true.
Nobody's going to give a fuck. Do you think Chase Elliott needs, what is the purse for this?
Yeah.
50 grand? Do you think they'd rather get 50 grand for winning this race or test for the points race?
Yeah. Well, and that was a lot of the problem with the All-Star race there for a couple of years. People using that for test sessions for the 600.
And now that's what NASCAR does.
Yeah. Anyway, the Clash.
We've seen how that's gone.
Anyway, the Clash, I think it should be on the oval. It'll eliminate it just being a test session. I mean, yeah, it'll be a test session for the 500, but I mean, whatever. People get plenty of practice and duels and whatnot.
I think that is a genuine concern, though. Guys just like, oh, hey, we're gonna try this setup.
Okay,
they spend 3 minutes. They spend 3 minutes in the pits, fucking changing the setup over. I'm sorry. Some people
literally just said
some people are getting fucked here.
Okay.
Sorry, this is bullshit.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, Clash should be on the oval. Should be 35, 20, 30, 40 lap. I don't know, whatever. It being on the road course is stupid. We spent way too much time talking about the Clash because someone doesn't want to get off their soapbox about Kyle Larson getting fucked down with everything. We threw this idea out here, and it's been said before by other people. Multi-class NASCAR race on the Daytona Road Course. I said that it should be the week before the 500. It should count for points, and it should be Cup Xfinity truck. I think it'd be fun.
You know what that could do?
What?
You could replace the Clash with that.
Okay, that's an idea.
That'd be more interesting than just watching half the field go around.
Yeah, I've always loved the Clash.
I did.
I mean, yeah, it's
the past couple years have just ruined it for me.
Yeah, I think if they could get back to like the server. Anyway, the multi-class race that was just an idea that we're tossing around.
Last year's Clash may have been one of the worst races I've ever seen.
Stop talking about fucking Clash. Jesus.
You just brought it up.
Another thing, Sonoma. Probably not going to happen. Let's be honest. Probably not going to happen with everything going on.
California. Worst state in the union. Fuck 'em.
Dude, oh my god. I wish. We're just going to edit out every time you get off subject to talk about some completely off-topic soapbox thing.
Oh, you're going to edit this?
No, I'm not.
I'm editing it. I'm leaving all my soapboxes in.
And in fact, that's just going to be the whole video. It's just him talking about getting off on his soapbox. It's going to be the whole thing.
I'm just going to edit the video to get rid of everything that's not me talking about my soapboxes. God damn it, motocross again?
No, dude, Jesus.
Fuck
stay on topic. Sonoma, probably not going to happen. I don't know what race is going to replace this.
When's it supposed to be? June?
I think so.
It might end up being some doubleheader with something else.
It's supposed to be. It'll probably be another Charlotte race because it's the weekend after the 600.
That's what it'll be.
Yeah,
it'll be another 500.
See, it is the Rolex.
It'll be another 500K Charlotte race.
That's fine.
Well, fuck,
we'll get to go
if we get to go.
We might get to go to it.
Then I'm down.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be the only 550 horsepower race I go to this year.
Yeah, I feel like Sonoma's probably not going to happen again this year. I think this could put. I hope it doesn't, but it might put this race in jeopardy of continuing on.
I doubt it.
Okay,
I doubt it. It's been around a lot. It's been around long enough. People generally like it.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of the carousel.
I feel like
because the 7A through 11 turns are my favorites.
Well, I think we've only seen it with the 550 or the high downforce.
Yeah, I don't even love it that much in IndyCar though.
Yeah, well,
I love that
Sonoma's never been good for IndyCar. In my
I love
opinion.
that sharp
I've never
90-degree
liked it.
corner going off into the fucking that's turn 11 right after that. It's like 7A turn 11 whatever.
No, it's just 7. Hey, you're 7. It's not turn 11. Turn 11 is a hairpin. Why are we talking about it? Anyway, Sonoma probably.
Oh, it goes from turn 4 to 7.
Something like that, yeah.
It cuts through some shit.
Yeah.
Turn 11's the fucking.
Doesn't matter. Sonoma's probably getting axed off schedule. We're probably going to get another Charlotte race, so that's fun. And that was all we really had. We were going to talk about something else. We just said something.
I remember that we said that. I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was either. We're going to be going to quite a few races this year. Hopefully.
Unless somebody locks down the whole fucking country.
I'm not even getting in this argument with you. Jesus.
It's not an argument.
You are the biggest fucking baby there is in this world.
Me.
Yes.
Me.
So, Daytona, we're going to go
People
to the
literally storm the Capitol, and I'm the biggest baby.
This video is going to get taken down because of you. Daytona Road Course. We're going to that.
Damn Skippy we is.
Yeah, Skippy we
We're
are.
in a hockey game.
That we're not talking about that.
North Carolina, come on, Oh, wait, we're far enough in the video. I can play it now. Fuck you. Hang on, we got to do it. Anybody who's actually watched through an hour and a half of this,
I'm done.
North Carolina, come on and raise up, take your shirt off, twist your hands, spin a helicopter. North Carolina, come on and raise up. I had to do it. I'm sorry. It's just it's ingrained in me as a North Carolinian.
You're ridiculous.
Let's go Canes. If there's any Stars fans watching,
oh my god.
Good luck tomorrow. I don't talk trash. We got to play you guys 7 more times this year. Good luck. In this house, we respect dog.
Okay. Anyway.
Canes did not, though. They scored a fuck ton of goals in his test.
Dude, what?
What? We're a 1 hour, 38 minutes into this video.
Yeah, and half of it has been you just talking about nonsense.
No, 60% at least.
Okay,
Give me some goddamn credit.
We're going to the Daytona Road Course. That'll be a fun time. I'm super excited because I've been to Daytona 10 or 11 times, and
I've been once.
And I've never seen the road course be run, so I'm excited for that.
I've never seen the oval.
Yeah.
I went down for the road course.
Bristol Dirt Race. We're going to be there.
Yeah.
All right. That'll be a good time. I think, let's see, we saw the Roval. We were at the Roval the first time that was run, and we'll be at the Bristol Dirt Race first time that was run. So some historical events we'll be seeing. Hopefully it'll be a barn burner like the first Roval. Then the very next race, the Martinsville.
Well, hopefully
Martinsville. So the night race at Martinsville. That's probably going to be cold as shit because it's April in Martinsville.
Thank God we didn't get to see the first one.
Jesus Christ.
I hate COVID. Okay, I'm sorry.
Anyway, Martinsville will be fun. My biggest complaint about it is
it's going to be early April.
It's going to be early April in Martinsville at night, and it's going to be cold. Why they didn't put... Granted, I want it to be hot and slick at Darlington, but it'll be plenty hot, and it would have been plenty hot in April at Darlington. Why did they move Martinsville a month back, and why didn't they just put Darlington in Martinsville's spot and it would have been a slightly cooler, sunny day in Darlington.
Yeah, because that's the
And a
weekend they had
warmer-
Martinsville scheduled for last year, right?
Yes, that's what I just said.
Okay, I don't know.
And then a warmer Martinsville race. That's the only issue I have with that. Speaking of Darlington, we're going to be at Darlington as well. That'll be an awesome day. Hopefully, Kevin Harvick wins his third straight Darlington. Well, no, not third straight Darlington race, but 3 out of the last
third
4.
straight Sunday Darlington race. There you go.
Yeah. Then
Hopefully not.
you will not be at this race, but I will. The Coca-Cola 600.
I'll be in Indianapolis.
You will be in Indianapolis.
Unless IU Health. Never mind.
Thank you for not going into that. Then we got a bit of a break. We gotta go wait until all the way in middle August till the Indianapolis road course. We will see the doubleheader.
Hopefully.
Well, what?
Dude, I don't know how much vacation time I'll have.
Okay, well, I'll be at the Indianapolis.
I'm cutting it very tight with my vacation time, so that's the only issue.
Vacation time, vacation time. Indianapolis road course. I'm at least gonna go to that.
Until they invent
I'm gonna
teleportation, I'm gonna have to live by my vacation time.
David Wan. Hopefully meet back up with David. Haven't seen him in a while. Wow.
Cal.
Jesus Christ. Southern 500, September 5th. As always, a barn burner. Then the Bristol night race.
A barn burner. Definitely not always a barn burner. Southern 500.
Well, maybe the race isn't always a barn burner. We always have a good time in Darlington. The Bristol night race. I've never been to Bristol night race. You have been to.
I've been to twice. It's to die for.
Yeah, we went to the. We both went to the All Star race last year there.
Yep.
I had a good time. Then the Charlotte Roval, the Bank of Roval Chase Elliott 400. So that'll be good. And then Martinsville in the fall should be fun.
Hopefully,
Seeing it in person.
Hopefully we are back to. I don't want to say this because it's jinxing.
Don't even say it.
It's an
I know what you're
N-word.
gonna say. I know what you're gonna say. Don't say it.
It's an N-word, but it's not the one you're thinking.
You just shut the fuck up.
What?
Oh my god.
What are we watching?
I don't know. It's some infomercial or some BS.
The ultimate rock ballads. More commercials.
All right, I think this is the actual stream now. And then Phoenix is the last race of the year. That was what it was. We were going to talk about the last race of the year. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, Phoenix probably should not be the last race of the year more than after this year because Chase Elliott's going to win 5 fucking championships in a row. Probably not the case.
I don't think that's the reason. It's just other than when Harvick was dominating between the two of us. Has anybody ever said like, "Oh, I'm really excited for the Phoenix race"? Unless you're going, but
yeah, no, So the Phoenix championship race, I think it should stick around one more year. Move it somewhere else, Darlington. I think, fuck it, move the Southern 500 to the final race of the year once or twice. Why not?
Here's my issue: is the thing I like about races that aren't the final race. It's that I can completely ignore the fact that this playoff format is a thing.
Okay, well, there you go, getting on your soapbox about that.
It's not a soapbox.
It is very much a soapbox.
Are you telling me you wouldn't rather the throwback race be the Southern 500 so you could ignore the fact that the playoffs have started? He and I 6 times during the Southern 500 this past year were like, "Oh yeah, I forgot it was the fucking playoffs."
Oh, I mean,
because we didn't care.
Well, no, it's just I wasn't used to it. It's not that I didn't care.
Oh,
I cared when Harvick
Granted, yeah,
went to
I guess
the next round, and I was like, "Oh shit, yeah, this is a playoff race."
I was in a little bit different situation. I had no real dog in the fight,
But no,
I was pulling for Jimmy Johnson. So
the championship format. I mean, nothing's going to change it. So
we were really close.
No, we weren't. Jesus,
Chase Elliott had to go and ruin it. I'm not wrong.
You are completely wrong.
I disagree.
Okay. You can be Yeah, I think Darlington.
Ooh,
should
we
be
could
the
talk
last
about
race of the
that. We
year.
could talk about
No, I'm not talking about.
no,
that.
not that. We could talk about the Jim France because he's been in charge for a few years now.
Okay, we'll talk about that after this. I think Darlington should be the next championship race they put on the schedule. I think it's people talk about let's put Bristol or Martinsville as the last race. No, let's not do that. I'm sorry.
Fuck that.
I think that could
Terrible idea.
Yeah, well, maybe not. It's not the worst idea.
I don't like it
Yeah, I think
for a couple reasons, but
I think Darlington would be a good choice for the championship race. I think it would.
it needs to be a real driver's track, which is
Yeah,
what Darlington is.
Exactly, and that's kind of the point that I'm trying to get at.
If you shut the fuck up for 5 seconds, Seth, then I could get my goddamn point across.
Okay, well, Jesus Christ. That or Atlanta. If they,
Not with this package.
well, yeah, let's see how the Gen 7 works for Atlanta. I think Atlanta, going back to Atlanta, would be a good one.
That's the issue with
The whole point was Darlington being the next championship race. I think that would be a good choice.
Yeah.
Probably not going to happen, but I think it would be a good choice. Jim France, you want to talk about that and being in charge for a couple years now?
Yeah. I liked a lot of what I was hearing from Jim France initially.
Yeah.
It has not remotely panned out how I was hoping. Yet. I mean, he could turn it around.
Yeah, I feel like not much has really changed. The 550.
Yeah, we went to the 550 package as
That
soon
wasn't
as he
him.
came.
That was in place before he. That was already going to happen before he got in charge.
And ever since he's been in charge, the talking heads have said we like what we see.
Well, the talking heads have said we like what we see, but yet we just said we like what we see, but yet now there's only 12, and there was
But the
36.
test. Now, granted, I'm not gonna freak
not
out over.
550,
I'm not gonna
but
freak
the
out
high
over a
numbers.
test, but they were running wide open at the Charlotte Oval on the Gen 7 test.
Well, we'll see what happens. I don't know.
So if we end up with
Like I
cars
said,
that
I
run
think,
wide open,
well, we're kind of circling back around and kind of being redundant. Going back to, I think this year, the first half of this year will be pivotal in deciding what that Gen 7 car is going to be. Now, Jim France, I like you said, I like a lot of his ideas that he's had, and they haven't really panned out. And I feel like he is more of a long-term but long-term
that's
guy.
why I'm not going to jump down his throat right away.
Well, exactly. I think we really haven't seen the Jim France side of things pan out yet.
Yeah.
I think
this
is still Ryan France's idea.
Yeah.
And I think we're moving through it. And I think Gen 7 is really what Jim France has put a lot of effort and put his input into.
When Jim says we want to get back to our roots, and we're still kind of pedaling around with this playoff format and these low horsepower cars.
Well, the playoff format, I mean, they could fucking axe that or change that in the 11th hour of whenever. I mean,
I guess.
Well, I mean, they did that in 04. They had no intentions of doing a playoff format at the end of 2003, and then they hadn't even announced.
They even said as much.
They didn't even talk about it. They hadn't even. They just had rumors starting about the chase starting during preseason testing at Daytona in 2004.
When did they come out with this format? It was like November of 13 or something?
No, it wasn't even November. It was like January.
Was it like January?
It was January of 14. So, I mean, that could all change. I don't see any indication that's gonna.
Well, I think if we get, I mean, I think it's damning that we had that big of a drop off ratings wise with Chase Elliott in the race.
Yeah,
that's damning. I know I don't care by the time we get down to the end of it. I haven't had a dog in a fight in like 5 years, but still, it's like.
Well, we're going down that rabbit hole that I didn't want to go down talking about the playoff format. I'm so fucking sick of talking about the playoff format. Like,
I'm sick of watching it every year.
I mean, yeah, but you can be miserable if you want. But yeah,
I don't. I
think,
just watch football.
Okay. Why are we making this video then?
Well, because my football sucks now too, so it's like.
Seth
At least NASCAR's not the NFL.
just wants to talk about everything that sucks in his life. He doesn't want to talk about anything good.
Oh no, there's a lot of good. I got my driver back this year.
All right. Anyway,
That was it.
Anyway, yeah, I think a lot of Jim France's ideas kind of put in this Gen 7. Now, if Gen 7 sucks, then yeah, we can talk about that at a later date. Like I said, I think a lot could change with Gen 7 playoff format. I mean, I don't see it changing, but it always could. So, yeah I don't know. That's all I got to say.
Yeah.
I feel like we're circling back around. You're going off the damn rails, talking about whatever you're talking about.
I think also with Gen 7, we can't immediately like even me seeing a Charlotte test, and like I said, it's just a test, and it's early, so I'm not writing off the whole thing yet, obviously. And even then, even if we end up next year with lower horsepower, whatever, 600, 650, whatever they decide to do, still you have to wait for the new engine. Because the new engine changes everything. It'll be the first time we've had
we already established that we are.
I know, but now I'm bringing it back to not jumping to conclusions.
Well, we already talked about the new engine, how pivotal it's going to be, but we don't know anything about it.
Well, we do know that they are going to incorporate some electronics.
It's hugely important, but I don't know anything about it.
Well, they haven't said anything about it.
Yeah.
They barely started to actually do a whole lot on it.
Yeah.
I think they were getting the ball rolling around January last year, and then all of it kind of got put on hold because of the C word. They weren't allowed to say on YouTube for some reason. COVID.
Oh.
I don't care. We're already
you just said it.
We're already unmonetized, so can't demonetize us.
Okay. Well. All right. I'm done talking.
Yeah, I'm good.
I think we covered all the bases.
If you made it this far,
10 times over. If you made it through,
this far,
every one of his bitchy rants and soapboxes he's been on, then congratulations, you won nothing.
Comment,
like, subscribe. We will make the next one shorter and more. We'll try to keep him.
Well, we gotta think of something. If there is a single person who got through to the end of this video, you need to go down there and comment, biggie titties, biggie titties.
Okay, bye.
Bye.